If you've tried zero drop shoes and your calves felt sore the next day, you're not alone, and it's not automatically a sign that you've done it wrong or that zero drop is a bad idea. Most of the time, it's simply this. Your ankle position changes, your calf Achilles system takes on more work, and the change happened faster than your tissues were ready for. In this video, I'll explain why that happens, what's normal while you adapt, what's not, and how you can adjust your setup so that you can transition smoothly without constantly flaring up. Zero drop is great for reclaiming natural function because it lets the foot and ankle do more of what it's designed to do. Sense the ground, move through full range, and allow the Achilles tendon to act like a spring. But, and this is the important part, if you spent years wearing raised heel shoes, then your system may be used to a different starting position. So the transition is less about willpower and more about giving your calves and Achilles time to build capacity. In most traditional shoes, the heel sits slightly higher than the forefoot. This does two things. Number one, it puts your ankle in more of a plantar flexed or pointed position by default. This means less ankle dorsiflexion. And number two, it reduces how much length and load the calf Achilles system experiences during walking and running. When you switch to zero drop, where the heel and forefoot are level, the ankle starts at a slightly flatter angle. This increases ankle dorsiflexion with each step, and the calf Achilles unit has to control this increased motion and then propel you forward. Here's the cool part. The Achilles tendon is meant to be a spring. It stores energy when you land and releases it when you push off. That's efficient and is part of natural performance. By switching to barefoot shoes, you're allowing your Achilles and calf muscles to work as they were designed to. But if you've been wearing shoes with a raised heel for years, this change can feel abrupt. This can be particularly challenging if you change shoes and don't scale back your activities whilst your body adapts. When people experience soreness, it's not a mystery and it's not a fault of the new shoes. It's simply asking the tissues to do more than they're used to. So it's not that zero drop hurts calves, it's that the transition asks tissues to do more than they've been asked to do for a while. So most flare-ups happen from the same pattern. Moving to barefoot shoes, which is a good idea, but not adjusting your workload whilst your body adapts. If you want a simple way to think about it, there are three levers which affect calf load. Number one is time, so how long you wear your new shoes for. Number two is terrain, so flat ground versus hills versus uneven surfaces. And number three is intensity, so easy walks versus training. Think about changing just one lever at a time and your body will adapt more happily. An extra couple of variables I can include in this list refer to what we do here at Behave. So firstly, most of our shoes are available in our modes concept. This is 3 distinct levels of sole cushioning. The less cushioning you have, the more work you're asking your calves and Achilles to do. So if you're new to zero drop shoes, consider starting with our more cushioned options. Of course, it is possible to start with the flex mode, but it just means that you need to be extra mindful of the levers mentioned earlier. For the ideal setup, you might want different modes for different activities or different stages of your development. Another great option we have is our 4mm heel lifts. The fundamental change that happens that works your calves and Achilles more is the change in heel stack. By using our heel lifts, you can gradually work your way down as your tissues strengthen and lengthen. So, what's normal to feel early on? Mild calf fatigue or stiffness that wears off after 24 to 48 hours, feeling like your calves are working harder when walking uphill or taking the stairs, and needing shorter wear times at first. What I don't want you to ignore is sharp pinpoint pain, Achilles or tendon pain that lingers and ramps up week to week, and limping or changing your gait pattern to compensate for a sore spot. If you're somewhere in that second list, then the goal isn't to push through. It's to adjust those levers and change the starting setup. If you have soreness, as long as it's in the first list, then that's not a bad thing. Your tissues are adapting and underused muscles and tendons are being reactivated. But to manage the discomfort in a sustainable way and to avoid it becoming a problem, I'd suggest making the jump smaller for a week. This might look like shorter wear time, easier terrain, and wearing your normal shoes for training and your zero drop shoes for shorter walks. The goal is mild symptoms that settle, not escalating symptoms. Step 2 is to adjust your starting setup. Now, as well as our modes concept, we also have a few quick fixes that you can try. If you feel like a little extra cushioning may help, then you can slip in one of our extra insoles. This will add an extra 3mm of cushioning, which doesn't sound like much, but can help to reduce that impact slightly when you're adjusting. Our heel lifts also come in handy if you're feeling discomfort and want to reduce the load on your calf and Achilles. And finally, step 3 is calf and tibialis anterior strengthening. This really helps to build capacity. 3 simple exercises are: number 1, slow and controlled calf raises. Start with double leg and progress to single leg as it feels comfortable. Number 2 is isometric calf holds. So hold the top of a calf raise for 20 to 40 seconds. And number 3 is tibialis anterior lifts. Start in standing, just using your body weight, and then progress to using resistance bands as your strength and endurance increases. If you're already in a flare-up, here's a simple 7-day reset that helps a lot of people calm things down without losing momentum. So number 1 is to reduce your wear time to a level that stays in the mild and settle zone. Number 2 is to stick to easy terrain. Number 3 is to choose slightly more cushioning for your starting setup. Number 4 is choose to use the heel lift more consistently for the week. And number 5 is to add calf and tibialis anterior strengthening 2 to 3 times a week. Then on day 8, you don't make up for lost time, you just step up gently. And so the big idea is that zero drop lights up your calves and Achilles because the work shifts. And that's not automatically a bad thing. It can be part of rebuilding natural function and springiness. The trick is to give your calves and Achilles time to adapt with a sensible ramp up and the right starting setup. Under this video, we'll link the 0 to 12 week transition guide, simple calf and foot exercises, and the heel lift guide if you need a temporary bridge.